All right, well, I guess question one is, what do you believe in?
I believe in God, believe in me, believe in my team, family, everything that's a part of Rod Barnes. I just believe in it.
What did you learn about your team, first look, Long Beach State?
I like our team intensity. I like our team depth, especially when we're healthy. Obviously, I feel like we turn the basketball over a lot, so we've got to take care of the basketball better than what we did. Felt pretty good about our rebounding, and felt like really was a little bit probably more surprised, or really, I guess, pleased with the way we played than what I was kind of expecting.
How long does it take into the season for you normally to define rotations, chemistry, things of that nature on a roster?
Most of the time, it's probably mid-December when you got a really, really good feel. You kind of give guys a chance to kind of develop. You probably know those first 5 or 6 guys, and I say that with this particular team because we've got a lot of new guys and first-year guys and guys returning. In the past, you probably could get, when we've had a little bit more experience, you would know by first week of December kind of where you are. You may add a couple other pieces to it. But this team, we may be mid-December before we really kind of fine-tune this, the way we, rotation. When you start talking about rotation and chemistry is for a certain group. Like right now, we probably have 5 guys I could put on the floor, and I kind of know what we do and how we would work. But once we start to sub, it's kind of a crapshoot right now because of adding other guys to that mix of guys. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us in that,
And other than depth, what facet of the game do you think is going to be somewhat improved from last year, whether it's three-point shooting or length or defense or jumping ability, whatever? What do you think even if it isn't there now,
right,
could really come to play?
I think our overall shooting would be better. We've shot the ball better during our practice scrimmages. To say, I was a little concerned when we got to Long Beach just because we're playing against another opponent. And we probably were a little bit lower than what we've been in practice, but I think we shot 43%. That's pretty good for us. And when you take into account that Justin Davis nor Jarkel Joyner shot the ball well, I just think we're a better shooting team, and I think that'll be the most improved or the different place that I would think that we could become pretty good at.
You guys had TCU coming out. You guys kind of obviously looked at the tape last year, this year. How do you feel you guys stack up against them?
Well, I mean, they're a top 20 team, so, obviously they're one of the better teams in the country, and we still trying to figure out rotations and who's going to start and all that good stuff. So it's a challenge for us, but it's a good challenge for us. We saw them 2 years ago in NIT and really did a good scout upon them then. They've got different players now, but somewhat of the same way that Coach Dixon plays. So it's a tough game for us. It's a big challenge for us, but again, I want our team to be placed in that position because the sooner we can figure out things, I think the better off we'll be. So they've got experience. They've got a lot of guys returning. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Everybody at full health or anyone battling?
Kevin is the one that's out right now, and I think he should be back. We're off today. He was in practice yesterday a little bit, but he'll probably be back. Other than that, it's the usual banged up, but no one's that's out. We'll hopefully, if we can keep everybody healthy between now and next week, we'll be full strength.
And last year was important for guys like Jarkel, Justin Davis, Ricky to play in games like this against UCLA to get that experience. So now that it's kind of their second go around here, is it the expectation that they kind of should be comfortable in that environment and be able to show guys like Day-Day how to maneuver that and how to handle that?
Well, I think the preparation part will be there. I think the confidence in going to the floor But again, we're talking about second-year guys against a top 20 team, but I think they can help them. Like I said, the approach to what we're going to be doing and confidence that we can go out and compete. Those guys want to look at TCU and think, well, there's no way we can compete against them. And I think it'll help those guys. And guys nowadays, man, they come to play for this, you know. And hopefully we can get to a level that we'll be playing more games like this on a more consistent basis.
Last year, you seemed to match up against certain teams in certain ways, and yet other teams, maybe like Utah Valley last year, which had a lot of experience and chemistry, gave you problems.
Yeah.
I know it's really early and probably fluid, but what type of team do you think at this juncture would give you problems as far as their makeup? And does TCU have any of that right now?
Well, I think the first thing, you know, if I'm looking at us right now and as early as it is, I would say someone that's really big could present a problem for us because just the size. I think TCU, because they do have size, but they also have experience, and they've recruited well, and he's a really, you know, good coach. So probably the concerns of mine in the beginning was what we saw the other day with Long Beach. You know, they had, I think, 8 guys returning that played last year for their team. 4 of their starters was back. That started at some point in time. I wouldn't say full-time starters. So somewhere between 6 to 8 seniors or somewhere like that. So I was concerned just their experience that, you know, throughout. And I thought it showed at the end of the game. I thought they made some experienced plays, and I didn't think we were inexperienced in what we did, but they got the ball where they needed. They had the patience that they need, and guys that have seniors made shots, and that's what you want to do. So that's why I was really concerned about going into the game, that we would struggle, and we actually, again, played better than what I thought overall.
Seems like a lot of college basketball games are won and lost in the last 5 minutes. How do you think this team will be in that frame? And again, I realize.
Yeah, I mean, it's early. You know, I mean, I'm again, I think we would have a chance to be pretty good. You know, I think we have guys that know how to win, and I think that's very important. I think we had some guys that were put in positions last year. We had a lot of close games last year, and some of it, I think, we didn't make some plays we needed to make. But I thought we put ourselves in a position. Now we just have to make those plays. I think this is a team that, as we continue to move forward, has the capability to close our games just because of the makeup of our team and the way that we could go different ways to try to close the game out.
And going back to last year, Coach, last year you had a tendency, not a good one, that came out the second half early, and it just team looked flat, or just didn't play well for 5 minutes, and a 2-point game became a 14-point game.
Right.
Yet, did you come to any conclusions to that during the offseason or at any point last year? And how do you think that's going to be rectified, if I will, this year?
Well, I mean, I think, again, I mean, a lot of times when you're going out there with as many new guys as we have in that first part of the rotation, and then also we have very few places that in that starting lineup that we could go and just make a shot immediately. And what I mean by that, Brent Rout was our point guard, Motez Ali was our center, Sean Briggs was our power forward. None of those guys are really guys that just may be able to jump up and make a shot. You know, when Motez was playing well, we could go inside and get a bucket here and there. I just think the versatility of our team. I also think that, as I said last week, we could change lineups from time to time, depends on who it is. I just think the makeup of our team gives us more options, that hopefully that's not the case. If it is, you know, obviously we have to study and try to figure it out, but I just think we got different guys that we can figure out a way to not be in such a lull in the beginning of the second half, and hopefully that's not a problem.
Bottom line, more firepower, you think?
I do, in different ways. You know, I think Kevin McNeil showed the other day that he could come out and he was quick, even though he got hurt. I think he had like 6 or 8 points in like 4 minutes, and 2 of those minutes he was hurt trying to play through that. So I think he's got that kind of explosiveness. Again, we scored 70 points. What I think with two of our guys that we're expecting to probably score double figures, and then Damian didn't play. So I think we got enough firepower. If we can get to 70 with that group, I just believe that we've got a chance to be a little bit more high scoring, and I think we can get away from some of those lows, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, you mentioned Damian. What's up?
Yeah. Oh, he's with us. I mean, it's just a process of dealing with him. Maybe one of these days we'll tell a story about Damian, and maybe I might become famous or something like that. But he's in a good place right now, and I think people was wondering whether he was going to be with the team, and that's never been a question. But it's my job to protect our players and our program and what we try to do. Again, he's nothing illegal or nothing that police gonna pick him up, problems of issues like that. It never has, and I don't think it never will be, but we're working through the issues that we have, and Damon's approach has been good. Yeah.
And last year was a rookie. Is there a guy that's been the most consistent in practice up to this point?
Wow, that's a interesting question there. Most consistent guy? No, I wouldn't say that there's one particular guy. As far as, we had some guys be consistent, but not the kind of consistent that we would like to just think of them as starters. I think Greg Lee has been good as far as one of the guys that every day has kind of given us something. And what I mean by that, like Justin Davis and Jarkel had some really, really good days, and then some days they weren't as good. So last year, Ricky just was like a steady guy and stayed that way. And I don't know if we have anyone that's been like that. But then again, just because we've tried to put so many people in our rotation, I think last week against Long Beach, we had played 11 guys in the first half. And I was upset with myself because I thought we probably should have played 13. Just trying to get us to a place that we figure out some things. So that may be part of it, but I wouldn't say I would. Just answering your question is probably Greg Lee.
What does, even though he's not going to play this year, what does Buckingham bring to the practice floor in terms of just not only making himself better, but your team and his teammates?
First of all, he's got great leadership skills. He comes to the floor every day. He wants to work. He's very encouraging. He's been an asset to us because he's one of those guys. Sometimes when guys sit out, they sit out and really they're concerned about themselves. Some of them sit out, they don't feel like they could be vocal or take a leadership role. Some of them, sit out and they don't come to work every day because they know they're not going to be playing. And he's done all of those things opposite and has done them well. Other night we were going to play, other day we were going to play Long Beach. I think he probably was our most active player, maybe in our shoot around, just from encouraging guys and trying to help guys and get them ready for the game. So what he's going to give to us is going to pay off this year by him just being here. And the other thing that I'm so excited about, because he already was a good player, but he's really working to be a better player. And whenever you have those guys like that on your team and your program, it just helps everyone. As far as our other leaders don't have to all the time sit in that chair of cheering guys on or encouraging guys. When you've got a guy that's not going to play and he's doing it as much as anyone, it helps you.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you for your time.